Long before helmets and stadium lights, football was chaos. Dozens of men shoved, clawed, and kicked at a leather ball. No rules, no order, just raw mayhem. It was a game borrowed from rugby and soccer, but on American soil, it began to evolve into something new. On November 6, 1869, Rutgers and Princeton clashed in what history calls the first American football game. Played more like soccer, teams of 25 men battled on a muddy field. Rutgers won 6-4, but the sport itself had just been born. Through the 1870s, college mob football resembled violent street brawls. Scores of players charged wildly, with broken bones and concussions common. Newspapers called it barbaric, but crowds loved the spectacle. Harvard refused to play soccer-style games. Instead, it adopted a rugby version after matches with Canada's McGill University in 1874. This hybrid laid the groundwork for a distinctly American style. Soon, Yale, Harvard, and Princeton became the sport's big three. Their clashes drew crowds and attention from the press, transforming football from a pastime into a budding American obsession. A Yale student named Walter Camp forever changed the game. Known as the father of American football, he introduced the line of scrimmage, the system of downs, and team positions, turning chaos into strategy. Camp's innovations gave football structure. No longer a rugby copycat, it became a game of tactics, planning, and execution. The sport gained its own identity, with fans calling it scientific football. But with strategy came violence. By the early 1900s, football was brutal, broken necks, skull fractures, and even deaths plagued the field. In 1905 alone, 18 players were killed. Public outrage grew. President Theodore Roosevelt, a fan of tough sports, summoned college leaders to the White House. Reform the game, or lose it forever, he warned. The survival of football now depended on change. In 1906, colleges created a governing body, the Intercollegiate Athletic Association, later renamed the NCAA. Rules changed to make the game safer, including banning dangerous mass formations. That same year, the forward pass became legal. Once mocked as unmanly, it revolutionized the game. Passing spread defenses thin, opening the field and creating the thrilling aerial plays fans love today. In the 1920s, Notre Dame coach Knute Rockne perfected the forward pass with quarterback Gus Doret. Rockne turned football into theater, dazzling crowds and spreading the sport nationwide. By the 1930s, college football ruled America. Massive stadiums like Michigan's Big House filled with 80,000 fans. Football Saturdays became cultural rituals across campuses. In 1920, professional teams formed the American Professional Football Association, later renamed the National Football League, NFL. At first, it was small-town teams in Akron, Canton, and Green Bay. Red Grange put the NFL on the map in 1925. A college star at Illinois, he joined the Chicago Bears and drew record-breaking crowds. Suddenly, pro football had credibility. Through the Great Depression, the NFL scraped by. Teams folded, owners went bankrupt, and attendance sagged. But the game endured, built on toughness and grit. During World War II, many players left for the battlefield. Teams merged to survive, like the Steagles, a temporary combination of the Steelers and Eagles. Football adapted, just like the nation. After the war, returning soldiers and booming industries helped football thrive. Crowds grew, television arrived, and football began its climb toward America's #1 sport. In 1960, a rival league, the AFL, challenged the NFL with flashy play in new markets. The rivalry shook the sport, but competition fueled innovation, and eventually, a merger. In 1967, the AFL and NFL agreed to a championship game, the Super Bowl. The first drew little fanfare, but within a decade, it became the most watched sporting event in America. The Green Bay Packers, led by coach Vince Lombardi, won the first 2 Super Bowls. Lombardi embodied discipline, honor, and toughness, values etched into football forever. Television transformed football. Unlike baseball, football fit perfectly into TV's format. Stops between plays, halftime shows, and instant replays made it a national obsession. In 1970, ABC debuted Monday Night Football. The mix of primetime drama, celebrity appearances, and Howard Cosell's commentary turned football into entertainment as much as sport. The 1970s belonged to the Pittsburgh Steelers. With their steel curtain defense, they won 4 Super Bowls in 6 years. Football dynasties became part of the game's mythology. In the 1980s, San Francisco 49ers coach Bill Walsh created the West Coast offense. Short, precise passes that redefined strategy. It made football faster, smarter, and harder to defend. Montana, Walsh's quarterback, became a legend with cool comebacks and 4 Super Bowl wins. He showed football could be graceful as well as brutal. In the 1990s, the Dallas Cowboys, branded as America's team, dominated on and off the field. With stars like Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith, they became global icons. In the 2000s, fantasy football exploded. Fans weren't just watching, they were managing teams, making football interactive and more addictive than ever. Tom Brady and coach Bill Belichick ruled the 2000s and 2010s, winning 6 Super Bowls together. Their dominance sparked debates: genius coaching or unfair advantages? By the 21st century, football wasn't just a sport, it was Sunday ritual. Tailgates, Super Bowl parties, and Thanksgiving games became cultural glue for millions. But football had a dark side. Research revealed chronic traumatic encephalopathy, CTE, in former players, sparking lawsuits, rule changes, and debates about the game's future. In 2016, quarterback Colin Kaepernick knelt during the national anthem to protest racial injustice. The gesture ignited fierce debates, proving football was more than just entertainment. Female coaches, referees, and even players began carving out places in the game. From youth leagues to the NFL, football slowly opened doors once closed to women. The NFL pushed overseas, staging games in London, Mexico City, and even exploring Europe. Though still an American sport, football aimed for global fans. Meanwhile, college football introduced the playoff system in 2014, finally offering a clear championship. The spectacle rivaled even the NFL for passion and pageantry. From Army versus Navy to Ohio State versus Michigan, football rivalries became traditions that united and divided generations, embedding the sport in American culture. Today, football is shaped by analytics, GPS trackers, and AI scouting. Coaches now balance old-school grit with futuristic precision. Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and Josh Allen represent a new wave of quarterbacks, athletic, creative, and redefining what's possible at the position. The NFL is now worth over $100 billion, with Super Bowl ads costing millions. Football isn't just sport, it's America's largest entertainment industry. Safety concerns, declining youth participation, and cultural shifts spark debate. Will football endure, or is its golden age already past? Yet every autumn, stadiums fill, TVs glow, and millions gather. Football remains America's game, deeply woven into the nation's fabric. From movies like Remember the Titans to halftime shows with Beyoncé, football is entertainment, memory, and myth rolled into one. Football thrives because it mirrors life, strategy, struggle, victory, and heartbreak. It is theater in pads, a reflection of American identity. From the mud of Princeton to billion-dollar Super Bowls, football's journey is one of evolution, resilience, and reinvention. Football isn't just America's pastime. It's America's heartbeat, loud, relentless, and unforgettable. If you enjoyed uncovering this journey, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss the next hidden chapter of history.